Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Jennifer and I am slumming around in sweats today because I just got back from the gym. So recently Shop Hush was generous enough to send me 7 eyeshadow palettes and 2 highlighting palettes. I will link that haul video here down below where I swatched a couple colors out of each palette in case you guys kind of just want to see what they sent me and what they kind of swatch like. But I wanted to do an in-depth video for you guys because I feel like the Huda Beauty Desert Dusk palette is super popular right now. It's super hyped up and I do really love this palette. And in the Shop Hush haul, in the package that they sent me, they did send the Athena palette, which is the dupe for the Huda Beauty Desert Dusk palette. I want to do a swatch video of the colors and then also a eye look for you guys where one side I use the Athena palette and one side I use the Desert Dusk palette. And yeah, I'm excited to see how these palettes stand up to the high-end dupes, and let's get started. Okay, so quickly before I get into the swatches, I just want to talk a little bit about the packaging. The Huda Beauty palette and the Athena palette are packaged basically the same. So they both have a mirror in them and the pan sizes look the same. However, there is not the same amount of product in them. So the Huda Beauty palette has 18 colors and there is a total of 25 grams in this entire palette. The Athena palette is made to be almost exactly the same as the Huda Beauty palette. The colors are almost exact dupes, except they are in a different orientation or a different layout in the palette. And you are getting a total of 18 grams in the Athena palette. And so you're losing about 7 grams of product in between the Huda Beauty palette, which has more, and then the Athena palette, which has less. But when you divide 7 grams across 18 colors, you're not really missing that much product. Okay, you guys, so here is the first row of the Desert Dusk palette and then the matching colors from the Athena palette. So starting from this side, so on your left side, the first of every set is the Desert Dusk, and then the second of every set or the right side is from the Athena palette. I don't know if you can tell, but the colors are extremely close, especially the shimmers right here. And if you're watching this in HD, you might be able to tell that the texture is just a little bit different. As I'm noticing in the swatches, the Desert Dusk palette is going on a little bit smoother than the Athena palette, and those tend to be a little more chunky, although as you can see the pigment is definitely there. Here is the second row in the Desert Dusk palette and the matching colors from the Athena palette. And even like the duochrome colors that are in here, the way that they reflect, they have just like duped that absolutely perfectly. When you get to these two colors down here, it looks like the Athena palette is actually more pigmented. Like, am I the only one seeing that? Especially this color right here. I tried to swatch them exactly the same, and it almost looks like for some of these colors, Athena is more pigmented. Okay, so here is the last row of colors out of the Desert Dusk palette, and then the matching colors out of the Athena palette. As you can see, the colors are again very close, but as you get down to these two mattes at the end, you can really tell that the Athena colors, which are these two, are more pigmented and more intense than the Desert Dusk colors, which are these two. And I think that's absolutely crazy because this dupe palette is literally $10. Compared to that $65 palette, that is absolutely insane. Okay, you guys, so time for me to kind of create a look with the two palettes, and I have actually clean brushes for once because like I actually washed them for once. I'm gonna try to use the same brush on both sides and then in between clean it with the Clinique makeup brush cleaner, which dries actually really quickly, but I also have like hella napkins on my table here so that I can dry them off and hopefully just give you guys a really good comparison. Okay, so here we go. On the right side over here, I'm going to be using the Athena palette, so I guess that would be like on your left. I think this is mirrored. There's like a mirrored thing going on. So my right will be the Athena palette, and then my left will be the Huda Beauty palette, and I'm going to set these down in this orientation so I don't mess it up. In the Athena palette, we're going in with the Purity color using a brush and just setting. I used the Too Faced Shadowing Insurance, so I'm just setting that on my eyelids. On the Huda Beauty side, we're using Desert Sand and doing that same thing. Going into the crease with Truth from the Athena palette, We're using that as a transition shade. That same color in the Huda Beauty is Musk. Using a tapered blending brush, we're using the red color, so this one is called, this one is called Power in the Athena palette, and I realize every time I raise this up, it is upside down to you. Same color in the Desert Dusk palette is Saffron. I feel like this one might be a little more patchy. So I'm taking Wisdom here from the Athena palette and popping that in the outer corners of my eye. Matching color in the Desert Dusk is called Royal. Going in with the darkest color in the Athena palette called Clever, going to darken up the outer corners of our eyes. And I'm not going to be able to pronounce this, but the matching color in the Desert Dusk is Oud. So going back in with that first red, I'm actually going to put more of that in my crease on both sides because I'm not really digging how it looks right now. Okay, so far, and I'm not sure if you can see it because it's very fine, but I do have some fallout on my face on the Athena side, and I don't have any yet on the Desert Dusk side. So we're going to go ahead and use our fingers now, and I think I want to go in with Cunning on the Athena palette. I just feel like this is a very pretty, like, duochrome gold. I mean, look at that. And then using a different finger, I'm going to also be going into the Huda Beauty palette, and I believe the matching color here is a Celestial. And then just because I really wanted to get into that red glitter, I'm going to be using Daring on the inner corners of my eyes. There. Is that really messy? I feel like it is, but I don't really care. Going in with clean fingers, we're going to go into Cosmo on the Desert Dusk side. So taking all the colors that I have on the top, I'm just going to dump them right under my eyes to sort of smoke out the bottom of my eyes here quick. Okay, so I feel like I'm happy with this. I'm gonna go finish the rest of my face real quick and then check back in. I think that completes my look. I'm going to zoom you guys in and get a little up close and personal here so you can see what the colors look like. And I struggled really hard with lashes today, you guys, so I apologize if there's glue everywhere, but here on this side is the Desert Dusk palette. All the colors blended beautifully. This gold is absolutely beautiful. This duochrome, I just cannot handle, you guys. This side is beautiful, and this side right here is the Athena palette side. Also absolutely beautiful, and honestly, just by looking at them right now, I can't really tell a difference. I feel like the Athena gold was almost a little bit more pigmented than the gold on the Desert Dusk side, but they both look absolutely beautiful, and I just am so blown away by the quality of the dupe palette. So final thoughts, I'm like literally so blown away at how good this $10 dupe is. I mean, are you serious right now? I can't believe I like got up and spent $65 on this palette for how good the $10 one is. Yes, you do get a little bit less product in here, and I do want to say that there was fallout with the Athena palette versus the Huda Beauty palette, but that's really the only like negative I can say about this dupe, is that you just have to be more careful with it, and that might mean doing your eyes first before your face. That might mean using different brushes or using your fingers only or whatever that may be. But for $10, this is such a good dupe for the Huda Beauty Desert Dusk palette. This palette is beautiful, but now that I have the Athena palette, I like can't consciously like tell you that this $65 palette is worth the grab when you can get this Athena palette for $10. If you don't have the Desert Dusk palette and you're really looking for a good dupe, like here it is. This is it. Like this is the best your money can get for a dupe for sure. I am just so impressed, you guys. You guys should definitely pick it up. If you guys have liked this video, please give me a thumbs up. Hit the subscribe button here before you go. Leave me a comment on like what you're looking forward to in the holidays or what kind of things you're gonna treat yourself to for the holidays. But yeah, I'm going to let you guys go. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope to see you next time. Bye!